Hi, this is Jason Radford, and today I'm going to walk you through our Wildcat Wells template, show you how it works, how to create your own version of it, and how to collect data. And before we get started, this is a part of our pilot trial of Sage experiments. If you have any feedback and you use the system, there's something you want to see, some information that you want to give us, some feedback, please take our short survey. It's the quickest way to give us feedback, give us insights, point us in the right direction. So do take the survey. All right, let me get started here. Let me sign in on my account. As you can see, I have the templates here, the ones that I can choose from, the Lexile decision task, pre-post, Wildcat Wells. On the My Studies tab, I can see the studies I've already created. Go back to my new study. I'm going to create a Wildcat Wells task today. I'm going to call this Demo Wildcat Wells. And this takes me to the experiment manager. Now, to give you a little context on Wildcat Wells, in this study, you as a participant are trying to find the most oil on this map. Now, this map, it just looks like a desert, and you're clicking random points until you find a really high value well. The good thing is that there are hills, and so there's some areas where the dots are going to be a little bit orange, and you click near that, it's a little bit deeper orange, and you click near that, and it gets a little deeper orange until eventually you find some really deep wells. But the idea behind this study is how does an individual and how do groups of participants collectively search this space to try to find these wells. So this is a great example of an exploration exploitation trade-off experiment with multiple participants. Each person is trying to figure out whether to explore a new space that they've never seen before, or exploit near a well where they know there's going to be a little bit of oil to see if they can find just a little bit more until they start climbing that hill. So let's go ahead and get started. Go to the Configure tab. There's a couple of bot behaviors. If you want to run this with one person and 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 bots, you can. The bot behavior explorer is just bots are going to basically throw darts at a board and go anywhere on the map. Exploit means that the bot is going to try and hit around the well that is the deepest that it currently has. So if there's no good wells, it's just going to exploit near a bad well. If there is a good well, they're going to exploit that one, whatever is the highest well. And then the random behavior is just randomizing between the two. So we could say, let's for the sake of example here, we're going to set this up as a random. So we're going to have our bots be random, and they're going to randomly choose explore or exploit. How many rounds? So each round I make a choice. I see how much oil showed up, how much my friends got, and then we move on to the next round. So in this case, I'm going to give myself, let's say, this is a demo, so I'm going to do 3 rounds. How long should each round last? 20 seconds is a little high. I'd say 10 seconds. The bigger the group, you should give people a little longer time to drill, just so everybody has a chance to make a choice. The most important sort of variations here are whether you want to show people previously drilled wells. So, is there going to be a memory here in the system? So, if I drill one well on the top left and it's sort of good, and I drill on the top right and there's a sort of good well, am I going to be in round 3 able to see where I drilled in the top left and the top right and how much oil was there? Same thing with show oil found. There's going to be an interface where you can see exactly how much oil was found for each round. I'll show you that. Showing drilling history combines the oil found and the previously drilled wells. Now, sharing frequency is how often I see that information from other people. Do I want to see it every round, or do I see it every second round or third round? The idea here is that the breaks between rounds where I don't see other folks and I get a chance to explore will lead to more exploration. Whereas if you see stuff all the time, you're much more likely to exploit, because you'll just see the first good well you find. All right, so network generator. So this is where you actually get to choose who can see who and how many participants you have. There we go. This is a little wonky. My apologies, this will be fixed over time, but for now, oh, it's because I keep trying to drag. So don't try to drag the nodes, click and drag the whole sheet here. So I can edit, and I'm going to add an edge between player 2 and player 5. Oops. It's been a minute since I've used this one. So if I can, oops. Player number here. Oh, that's right, I just changed. Okay, so I have to click and drag. Sorry, I'm not even reading my own instructions. Let's see if I can delete player 2. All right, well, we're gonna do the whole thing here. So this is gonna be player 2 again. Perfect. So I'm gonna add player 2 back. Oops. Oh, there they are. It's still clicking and dragging. I'm gonna add an edge. So I'm click and drag. 1 to 2. I'm gonna add another edge. Finally get this thing done. Here we go. All right, so now, if I'm player 2, I'm able to see player 1 and player 5. If I'm player 1, I'm going to see everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I'm player 3, I'm only going to see player 1's wells and drilling history. If I'm player 4, I'm only going to see player 1's wells and history. So that's what this network is. Let's go back up here and click save. I'm going to save my configuration. And now, okay, so this is a 5-player game. So I'm going to launch this, and I can enter as a player as a single participant, in which case there are going to be 4 other bots. So let me go ahead and preview that. And in this case, the bots are going to fill in anybody who's not a person. So if you have a 4-person network and you recruit 3 people, that 4th person is going to be a bot. If you only recruit 1 person, all 3 people are going to be bots. And they're going to have that same bot logic. So now I'm going to try and drill here. Great. Now, oh, look at that. So I see there's some good wells right over here somewhere. It's a little too close. As you can see, I'm too quick to jump right on a decent looking well. Oh, it looks like we hit the red one pretty well at the end. I'm not very confident that's the best well. Cool. But now you can see I finished 3rd. Oh, there's a 6th player. I wonder how that happened. All right. Oh, because I was player 1, so I can see everybody else. Okay. All right, so more games. Game's over. More games. Okay, so now let's pretend I'm going to be 2 participants. So launch my preview as 2 participants. So this is how you test what it looks like if there's 2 separate people. And you can select any number of people, though because this is a game that's expecting 5 participants, if you select 10, the second 5 people are going to have nothing to do. I'm not sure what that would look like. So in this case, here we go. This is going to be player 1. Player 1's ready. This is player 2. Player 2's ready. Now remember, player 2 can see player 1 and player 5. So I'm going to drill here. Player 1's going to be here. Make it a little easy to see. See, so player 2, I can see player 5. Oh, I'm not able to see player 1. To dig in on that. Oh, but somebody hit the jackpot. Oh, and I missed it because I gave myself 10 seconds to make a choice. It's a little quick, as I said. I think it's somewhere in here. All right. No, I don't think. Yeah, I definitely did not find the best. There we go. Yeah, I think there's a node in there that because when I created the extra 2 node, I think it disconnected. I think there's an extra node in there. This is a great example of using the demo system to catch problems in the game. All right, so I'm somewhat unsure. It must have been here. I think that was it. All right, put this Some more games to go back to our demo system. Now both tabs open back up into launch experiment, so we're going to go close that one. Now again, I can demo as all 5 participants. Let me go back to this configuration here and make sure that I'm not missing someone. Where is player 6? I'll have to see. Like I said, my guess is that there's a player 6 somewhere out here that got screwed up because of the because I was moving this instead of the canvas. I'll have to look at it. Okay. Now let's wave our hands at that and assume that that's that I fixed that error. So I'm going to go to launch. So there's a public link here. So join category 939 is now the link for this experiment. I go over here. And so anybody can hit this link and start the study. So what's going on here is this is a person participating as by themselves. Right now there isn't a way to do a multi-person version of this study for live participants. But you can have your one participant participating as if they were really gray. Let's see if I can find a better drill. No. And also note that these maps change every game, so no 2 players will play the same map consecutively. Definitely very unsure. Yeah, great. As a participant, I saved $65 for science by volunteering my time for the study. So now, I have my participants have played, the researcher played a couple times, so now I can go over to the data tab here and download the data that was collected. I'm going to make sure you update the date and time to include when you collected the data. And now we're going to get bunches of data because I played a couple of times before showing you all this. So what happens here in round 0 is you get to see the variables that you created. So number of channels to select as 1. Show score. So are you showing people the bar on the left-hand side? Show map. Are you showing people where they drilled? That's true. Let's see. These bots, they're all labeled as human, that they're random. And then let's see, team modulo. So this is how frequently the participants see the score in the map. And in this case, they're seeing it every round. Here's the test one I did by myself. And then, and let me just check to use the data. So this is round 1. This is player 1, round 1, player 1, played round 2, player 1, round 3. Player 1's survey. This is player 2 and their player 2 and their drills. Player 3 and their drills. Player 4 and their drills. And they only have 3 data because they don't have 300. They were bots. They didn't take the survey. Player 5 and their drills. 6 and their drills. Again, these are all bots, but you still get to see what they drill because that influenced what player 1 did. Yeah, and this was the live experiment we just did. But that gives you a sense of the data that it's created by the study, so you can participate ahead of time, create some scripts to clean this up and turn it into a format that you're comfortable analyzing it in. I should say, 78 is the x-axis, 250 is the y-axis, and 144 is the amount of oil that they found. And the oil is scaled to 1,000. So this person on their first drill actually found the maximum well. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes people get really lucky and they find the best spot right at the front, right at the beginning. Okay. Yeah, this game is fun. I love playing Wildcat Wells. One of our classics. If you have any questions about it, any recommendations for it, or if there are other experiments you'd like to see us create for Sage Experiments, let us know by filling out that survey right on the home page. And if you have any questions or need any help, feel free to send us an email at support@volunteerscience.com. Thank you and have a great day.